we go on, and the next speaker is Filippo Boroli, o Boroli, spero di non sbagliare. He works in the Aiut Alpin Dolomites and at the Hopitaux Universitaires de Genève. His talk will be about climate change and remote relief. Ce lo siamo persi. Arriverà. Mi sente, quindi buongiorno. Eccolo. Buongiorno, però non sentiamo, accendi il microfono. Ecco.
Sente?
Buongiorno, puoi cominciare se sei pronto.
Do you hear me? Okay, thank you.
Sorry, I was speaking in Italian, sorry.
So, first of all, thanks Annalisa, Kogo, and Agostino da Pollenza for the kind invitation. I was delighted to prepare this presentation. I discovered a lot and I really enjoyed to do it. So my name is Filippo Boroli. I'm an anesthesiologist and I work in Italy at the Aiut Alpin Dolomites doing helicopter rescue, mountain helicopter rescue, and as an intensivist at the Geneva Hospital in Switzerland. So let me first of all give you a concept about the difference between accessible and remote rescue. I show you some picture here, and that show the tracimedi elaborated last year with a lot of people, kind of a cloudy weather, and as you can see, is not a place isolated, it's not wild, it's not hostile, and it's not extreme. So it's kind of accessible and not remote. Let me show this other picture. That, as you can see, show a very hard environment. It's isolated, wild, hostile, and extreme. What if I tell you that it's the same place? Actually, this was a picture taken 2 days ago in Tracimedi Lavaredo on the Spigolo di Bona, where two climbers were rescued by our helicopter in collaboration with the Bergrettung of Valpusteria. That's only for telling you that most of the mountain rescues are to be considered remote. It's the transition between accessible and remote is is as easy as turning the light off. So the question is how climate change is affecting mountain rescue, and I tried to consider 4 factors: the environment, the weather, the user, and the mountain rescue. And everything is seen from a mountain lover and an anesthesiologist. So I'm not a specialist in environment, weather, and I'm a user and I do some mountain rescue. First of all, the first concept that I'd like to share, that the climate change and the mountain change too. And what we look and see during our rescues and our activity, that the terrain instability in high mountains is getting higher and higher. This is a study from the Bolzano University that confirmed the tendency, even in our Alps, that of slope instability caused by rising temperature, permafrost degradation, and a higher frequency and intensity of rainstorm events. And they found that locally, and it was in the Solda region, that the frequency of rockfalls and debris flows got higher during, especially in the last years. And especially in the proximity of glaciers that are melting, And so the terrain that is exposed to the atmosphere is really unstable, and it will take several years to get more stable. And this actually exposed people and users to more dangers while they are doing the outdoor activity. What about weather? I was struck by the press this summer that's reported that 2 girls were found frozen dead in the Monte Rosa following a big storm. And I was wondering if these weather phenomena in the last years were different for intensity, frequency, duration, or seasonality from like since the 70s, 80s, so before the rise in temperature. And I'm not a specialist, so I asked a person, the expert, that was Luca Mercalli, who is an Italian meteorologist, who told me that actually the weather phenomena, so the phenomena that we can predict in the 24-48 hours, are not more intense than in the older time. But we are lucky now with the present technology. We can predict them and try not to get in trouble. The third factor are mountaineers. As you know, the 50% of the world population lives in the mountain. In Italy, it's about 12%, and in Switzerland, it's a higher up to 25%. And as Giacomo Strapazzone already said, we have, especially in the post-COVID era or in the post-lockdown era, an increased frequentation in the mountains, especially, and this kind, the new user use the mountain as a for a short vacation, or as a proximity tourism, like for a one-day trip. They come from the valley, from the cities, and they go up one day and they go back. And something is new, that is new also, that it's all year round. There is even in spring and autumn, the number of mountain users got very high. What about the evolution of mountain rescues? I collected, and these are data are free on the net, some data about the number of intervention, in particular the trend of the number of intervention during the last 5 years. And these data come from the Italian mountain rescue, the Swiss one, and the Austrian one. As you can see, there is a significant increase of the number of rescues in these Alpine countries. Giacomo already told has told that in Alto Adige or in the Dolomites area, they had a plus 140. These are the national data, so we don't see this higher peak. So we have an increased number of rescues. And what kind of rescues? Actually, the most frequent are getting higher. Which are the most frequent? Falls and slides. That means that people fall and slide due to might fall due to terrain instability, or, and that's my hypothesis, more for inability. Inability means not to be able to go further, so not have the capacity to go where we are. And I was also impressed by the following picture, speaking about inability. This is a picture taken this summer on Brighton. It's known to be the easiest 4,000 in the Alps in Switzerland. And as you can see, you can see two things: several people in the background, so a very high frequency of people, and this person who is walking above 4,000 meters in shorts and joggings, taking this outdoor activity as running in a city. So I gave you some evidence of the impact of the climate change on the mountain activity and the mountain rescue activity. Are there the solution? The first one, for the environment, there is no new thing to stop the slope instability. A global climate action is needed, and this is probably the main point, the most critical one. What about mountaineers? We will expect in the future higher increase of the number of users, and so a higher number of falls and slides, and a higher number of enabled mountaineers. How can we? What's the solution? We should invest a lot on prevention programs, user education, and as Giacomo said, also on technology and apps, and just to tell the people, the new user, how to live in the outdoor. What about weather? The weather phenomena, as we said, seem not to be more intense or frequent, but are predictable. And so the best way not to get in trouble is that when we have bad weather, not to go in the mountain. What about mountain rescue? We will expect more and more intervention, and investment should be put on rescue team reinforcement, new technology like drones, and we should look up at the impact on the climate of this activity too. Helicopter is, as we know, pollutes a lot, and we are starting to see some new helicopter engines that go with eco-friendly fuel. So my three key messages are: climate change has a clear impact on human rescue, mountain rescue. Educational programs targeting new users are needed to prevent a massive increase in injuries related to frequenting the mountain environment, and that the mountain rescue associations should be supported to improve their rescue capacity and to develop new and cleaner technologies to increase their effectiveness and reduce their climate impact. And this is my contact, and I thank you, and I will be here for the discussion.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot. Can you remain for the discussion later?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so see you later, I think.